All right, so we're gonna try and keep this short and sweet, but convention is one of my favorite things, so forgive us if we decide to talk a little bit longer tonight. I get long-winded about things I'm passionate about, and y'all, convention is one of those things for me because I didn't know how much I was gonna love it the first time I went. In fact, I didn't even want to go when the first registration came around and it was up. But I have something that I caught from my husband, and it's called FOMO. If you don't know what that is, that's fear of missing out. And so in January, right after I went to Super Saturday with Mary Catherine, Lisa, and Joni, did you go with us that year? There was one other person, or was it just us three? It was just us three. Okay, that was it. I was a silver ambassador and literally went gold the end of that January, and I was like, can I stand up because I'm gold when they call it? But no, because I hadn't gone gold yet. And that's when they announced at Super Saturday, which they will do next weekend, where convention was going to be in this convention contest. And all of these words made absolutely no sense to me because I was brand spanking new, right? Had no clue. And so I remember being like, no one on my team's even working the business. Like, why do I need to go all the way over there? It was in Las Vegas. And not know anybody because I didn't know any of my sidelines yet. And I was like, no one on my team's going to travel that far. And I was still nursing my 2-year-old. Yes, I nursed my child till she was 3. I never thought I was going to be that weird, but I did. I ended up being one of those people. And I was like, I have never left her. She lived the entire first year of her life, like on me, literally. We lived in Africa and I never put her down. And I was like, she's never spent the night away from me. There's no way I'm going. And then Jessica Hadley kept posting, it's going to get sold out. It's going to get sold out. It's going to get sold out. And I was like, what if I end up wanting to go? That's like 4 months down the road. So I registered because I knew I could always get my money back if I didn't want to go, right? Well, it turns out by the time May rolled around, I was a Ruby ambassador, and I did have a lot of people on my team that loved the products, loved the business, and it had changed my life so drastically that I was like, thank the Lord I registered because it did get sold out, and I was so excited to go. But I was the only person that year from my team that was able to go. And so I went by myself, left my baby for the first time as a brand new Ruby ambassador to go to convention. And let me tell you guys, it was the best thing I could have done for my business. I met Ashley Garcia. She was my roommate. Wave, Ashley. She's the one with the beautiful hair. I roomed with her, so I got to save some money and meet a brand new friend and sideline partner. I got to meet Megan Edwards for the first time, who is my direct sideline and one of my now very best friends. Y'all, I would never have been able to connect with those people early on had I not gone to convention and been able to hug their necks and see them in real life. And I cannot tell you all of the things that changed for me just by walking into the arena at the MGM Grand. We will figure out where convention is going to be at Super Saturday, but those 2 years in Vegas and 1 year in Orlando, every year it has been phenomenal, and it shows you how big this thing really is. Because from silver to ruby, I was by myself in my house and sometimes at the coffee shop with my friends, but usually just on Facebook, right? I didn't realize how big this was that I was a part of. And showing up 12,000 strong, filling an arena of the MGM Grand, seeing plexus literally plastered all over the place. Y'all, those pictures that were just running before this are a fragment of what happens at convention, and it just is mind-blowing. And we're going to hear in just a minute from some of my friends who went for the very first time and also had just a wonderful experience. But I want you to get excited. If convention is not on your calendar yet, mark it off. Is June 17th through the 21st. Go ahead and ask for that time off. Go ahead and start setting aside money now so that you will not have that excuse in April, May, and June that you don't have something set aside for a plane ticket. We don't know where it is yet, so you might have to fly somewhere, right? Start working your business now so your paycheck grows so that you can afford that plane ticket, right? Not everyone has money right now to be able to go on vacation, but every person you sign up is $25 in your pocket. every amount of PV, that's 25% back. So start thinking that way. You can afford it. You have a literal like ATM in this business that will allow you to go on this trip, but you need to start thinking about that right now. So aside from just all of that, convention is a place where you're going to build belief, relationships, vision, and find those power partners like I was just talking about. Who all is registered for Super Saturday next weekend? Raise your hand. Awesome! Make sure that you and your team are registered at least for the live stream, because there's always some kind of goodies that people get who are registered. But being able to watch that playback will be awesome, so you can find out where convention is going to be and all of the details for the contest. But let's see, convention is also something that every single person can go to. You do not have to earn this trip. It's something that a brand spanking new ambassador can just decide they want to come and pay for. And or if you're an emerald or a diamond, like everyone gets to come. It's not like Leaders Retreat or the Emerald Extravaganza where you have to earn things to be able to go. So everyone gets to come, but it will sell out. You guys, arenas are only so big, and that's what ends up happening at the MGM. It could only hold 12,000 people. So guess what? Only 12,000 people got to come. And so you want to go ahead and register early. Even if you're a terrified mama like me who doesn't want to leave your baby, even if you're not sure that you're going to be able to get the time off, go ahead and register. They always have that refund policy. It's usually like a few weeks to a month beforehand that you can get that money back. But I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss out, because during that time, from January all the way until June, your business could explode. You might be a Ruby ambassador by then. You might be a Jewel by then. And you're not going to want to not have the option to be there and show out with the rest of the company. So yes, we talked about that. So not only was this huge for me, but it was also a big deal for my husband. So make a trip out of it, especially if it's somewhere fun like Vegas, or we've gone to Orlando. Leaders Retreat has been in Dallas for y'all. Those are fun places to bring your spouse, and that is belief building. If it's big for us, for them to be able to see how legit Plexus is and how many people are there, and for them to see women walking across the stage and say, my wife can do that. That's a big deal for them. So really talk to your spouse about getting to convention and coming with you if that's a possibility for you. Okay, enough from me for right now. I want to talk to some of my friends, and I did not tell them in order, so it's going to be like roulette for them. Don't be nervous. Leslie, let's hear from you first. Leslie is my awesome level 3, technically, and she is so wonderful, and she's going to share a little bit about why she loved convention this year.
Oh my gosh, there's too many things to name, but I just jotted down a couple of things so I wouldn't forget. I think the best part about convention, especially this past year, was that being in Orlando, we were able to rent those houses, and our teams got to spend a lot of time outside of convention together. And so we had a lot of downtime where we could shoot ideas off each other and just, learn from each other and learn from mistakes, learn from other ideas that we had. And that was so much fun. And then, of course, great speakers. We had tons of motivational speakers, and just learned so much from that. And I just was totally impressed on how much Plexus rewards their people with hard work. And, it was pretty amazing to see that place wrapped in Plexus. And but seeing like you getting your emerald and other people getting their awards and rewarding hard work, it was just amazing. But it was pretty overwhelming. But that's it.
Thank you so much, Leslie. And I'm so glad you said that, because that was a big thing for me too, was that very first year that I went to convention, I got to see my sponsor, Abby Kappa, earn her emerald, being an emerald ambassador recently, and see her walk across the stage and sit on the floor level with all the jewels. I was like up in the rafters looking at all of the jewels down there, and I was like, next year I'm going to be sitting on that floor, and I'm going to get to walk across that stage for something. And you guys know what? Most of the people on this call that are on my team know, because when the plane touched down in Vegas the next year, I opened my phone off of airplane mode, and my points were at 1508. And I had gone emerald by the time I went to convention the next year. I would not have had that desire or vision had I not seen Abby do it and been there the year before. And my team too, I was able to rally them and build belief, and they were able to partner with me in doing those amazing things too. And then they had reached some ranks too by the time they got there. So let's hear next from Joni. She is one of my very best friends who was very skeptical in the beginning about a lot of things, but convention might have been one of them.
Yeah, you asked if I had went to the first Super Saturday with you, and I'm sad to say that I still thought you were crazy at that point. So I went to convention for the first time last year. Can y'all hear me? Because it seems very laggy. Okay. I went to convention for the first time last year, and I went to Super Saturday for the first time last year too. But I paid for my convention, and I paid for a spot in the house, and I paid all the things, and I almost backed out because as much as I have FOMO, I also I don't like crowds. I still probably had a little bit of an issue with belief, but it really is everything that everyone says. Like, to see plexus just splattered everywhere around the hotel was just really cool, because you're a part of that and you realize that it's real. To hear some of the people talk and everything, you realize that even, you know how Facebook, you see the highlight reel of your friends? Well, with Plexus, sometimes you see the highlight reel of people's businesses, and you don't really get the nitty gritty, the dirty stuff. But at convention, when you get to know people, and like Leslie said, we were in the house together. So we got to share some stories and share the dirty stuff. And the people that shared at convention, on the stage, they weren't all glitz and glamour. And it was comforting to see. So that is what really helped me, and that is what I enjoyed most about convention.
Yay! Thank you, Joni. I love it. Are you guys loving hearing this? Are any of you going to be first timers this coming year? Awesome. Okay, perfect. All right, we're going to hear next from Josie, who is my lady from Pittsburgh.
Hi, everybody. Okay. Why is the theme we almost didn't go? Because Joni, I'm kind of I was exactly the same way. I was I'm going to go, but deep down inside, I was there's no way I'm going. No. But I did. I decided, okay, Sally kept going on, and I'm she's really good at reeling you in. So, and I'm so glad, because I decided I didn't want to be away from my daughter or my husband either. So I got 3 plane tickets, and we flew down from Pittsburgh down to Orlando. And of course, I was worried about cost and stuff like that, but I'm telling you what, first of all, it's a business write-off. Second of all, I was still able to spend time with my husband and my daughter, and still be able to go to convention. So here's the thing. So you roll into convention, and I'm walking, and I'm oh my gosh, there's 12,000 people here, you guys. It wasn't just some small little at-home business. It was way more than that. And it wasn't a bunch of talking heads, if you know what I mean, because I was also kind of wary, and people still give you the eye roll every now and again, but this is by far, it's such an amazing job to have, because we're also helping people. And to see everyday people like us, up there on the stage and sharing what Joni said, the nitty gritty. Some of it wasn't so pretty. So it's not all cupcakes and rainbows, but they're hard work, and you were just so motivated when you were listening to them. And by the time it was all said and done, I'm going back to the hotel where we were staying with my husband. I'm blah, 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 blah. And I literally, when I was sitting there watching the speakers up on stage, I was well, yeah, that'll be me someday. I mean, I literally pictured myself being one of the speakers with a flipping microphone in my hand, you know what, I saw the vision, because what they really got through to me was anybody can do this. Anybody can do this, as long as you just stay consistent with sharing, reaching out to people. Don't be afraid to say something to somebody, even when you're out in public. I struggle with that, but try and I'm doing better. So, I mean, I have great goals for this year in 2019. So, so that was what I thought was really cool is it was down to earth. It was relatable. And I think what was really cool is one of the days that they had special training for the Gold Ambassadors. And we were able to ask all kinds of questions and get pictures with them. And it was just really belief building. I know that's going to be the theme, is belief building. It was so worth going. So I'm really excited to see where they have it this year. And I think that was it. Oh, wait, how about this? You come rolling into when you come walking into the big event, there's a DJ, and he was playing the best music, and all these big, huge screens, just within the product introductions and all of that. That was really exciting too. So, I mean, I could still hear like all the music and everybody getting excited and everybody standing up and clapping and all that stuff. So really fun, you guys. So, all right, there's my 2 cents. I'm out. Here she comes. But all right, that was it, guys.
Yay! Thank you, Josie.
Sally,
and yeah.
can I say one more thing?
Yes.
Sorry. One of the other things that I was really worried about last year was I had not earned many prizes. I think I earned the water bottle and that was it. And I just felt like everybody else was so far ahead of me, and I worried that if I hadn't earned any of the prizes that it wouldn't be any fun. But guys, there is so much to do and so many people there. Like, I could have signed up the day before and still had so much fun and so much to do that it would have been like I had been in the business for 3 years. So there's really like no reason not to go, even if you had just signed up.
So true. And we're going to talk in just a second about how even if you are silver or below right now, that the way they've set up the contest this year, really and truly any prize is attainable, even if you have nobody under you at this moment. So we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes, but that's so true, Joni. It's just a blast either way. Next, we want to hear from Jessie. She has a little bit different take on what convention meant to her and how she really connected in. But I also want to point out that you might have noticed in those pictures that Joni and Jessie were great with child during those pictures while they were at convention. And I actually, convention last year had a 4-week-old baby, and you do not have to let pregnancy or infancy or nursing mommyhood, whatever, hold you back, because there is literally stroller parking at all of our conventions. You will be surrounded by ergos and baby Catans and all of the things. Even prego mamas at like 8 months in wheelchairs, like everybody comes, you will be among friends. So let's hear from Jessie, and then we'll get into the contest and some of the goal setting stuff.
Hey. Okay, so for any of y'all that see anything that I post about convention, I'm always saying I was in tears every day, but I'm not exaggerating. I literally was, because I was absolutely not looking for like the business side of things, which I know so many people say that when they join Plexus. But one of the really big things that our team talks about when you initially start is, what is your why? What is your motivation for wanting to do this? And since I wasn't really looking for a business, I really had to kind of think, okay, what is going to get me out of bed in the morning to do anything with this? And one of the things for me was that adoption is really huge for our family. And we have adopted before, but we've talked about doing that again in the future. And it would be so incredible to not have to spend tons and tons of time and effort to fundraise, but to not only for us to be able to raise the funds ourselves, but to also be able to give to other adopting families. And so that was one of my big whys. So I didn't expect to hear anything at all relative to any of that when we went to convention. But y'all, so many people that got up on that stage to share their stories and their testimonies were families that fostered or that adopted or that were making that possible for other people. And that was just had such a huge impact on me, because I guess I knew the company was amazing like even before I went to convention, but it really opened my eyes so much more to see, okay, these people are not fake. They are legit, and they put their faith and they put their family above this business. And but then with the business side of things, with the company, they love the people so well, and they love us so well, and product takers and everything. And it just stood out so much, like even all the way to the top, like the executives, the president, the CEO, everybody, that they just kept mentioning like their love for the Lord, but not just like, and I give the praise to Jesus. Like, it wasn't just a side note. It was like legit, like tears coming down their face, just talking about how God has changed their life. And like, that was just really, really powerful to me, and just, it was huge. And then at the end of convention, they had this huge like worship service, basically like this ended with a worship song, and 12,000 voices just like praising the Lord for the opportunity that he has brought to their life. And anyway, that was just really awesome to me. Had a huge impact.
Me too. Fantastic. I never tire of hearing the stories of people who are, even if they're senior gold or rubies or senior rubies, like the people in our company are using this financial blessing to bless others and to work kingdom work and do these amazing things. You don't just see people like going off the deep end and buying private islands and living up a debaucherous life. Like, this company truly creates a culture of being blessings to other people, and I am so proud of that. And you see that huge when you get to hear your fellow ambassadors speak from the stage in front of 12,000s of their peers and cry with you, and you hear their stories, and it is just amazing. So, of course, in a second, we're going to talk about the things that you can earn. Obviously, you can go on the trip even if you do not earn a thing, right? But there are so many fun things that you can earn. We're going to talk about in just a second. But even if, like Joni said, even if something happens and the earth fell apart in between now and then, and you have no convention credits, or someone brand new joins your team and they're able to get registered and they have nothing, there are still so many fun things that you can be a part of. There are amazing speakers. You guys, Les Brown, John Maxwell, we're talking huge name people, hilarious people. Carrie Wilkerson, who wrote The Barefoot Executive. So many stellar speakers who will just speak life, make you laugh, just speak to your soul about real stuff, like, yes, our business, but life in general. And it is just amazing. You just never get to hear people like that except for on YouTube, and they're going to be standing right in front of you. Rank specific training. Y'all, this was so big for me. My very first year, I got to hear from 4 diamonds, and they were talking to just rubies and senior rubies. And I still quote things from that training. Like, I voice memoed it and listened to it, and I sent it to my team, and I was like, this is amazing. And I still quote things from that training. You get silver training and below, you get gold training and senior gold training, you get ruby and senior ruby training, and then there's even training for different jewel ranks as well. It is invaluable, and you get to hear from leaders that you may not hear from all the time, that you may have seen in a YouTube video floating around or on one of the Plexus corporate power hours or something like that. It's so wonderful. Product training. It is so neat. They usually release a new product at convention, but they will also pick a couple of products to have our scientific gurus and our R&D team come out and actually train us on the products and why they're phenomenal. And so for those of you who are very green-brained and love those details and want to know about the products, you're going to get a lot of that at convention. It's not just all parties and fun and dinners, that specific training that you're craving, being in a room of other people that are at your same station, or really digging in deep to the science. And how many people actually got to speak to our Plexus scientists and ask them their questions last year? So cool to be able to stand with the man in the white coat who literally tested and created our products, to be able to ask the questions that float around on Facebook that were like, I don't know. It is amazing. But then there are the dinners and there are the parties. Even if you don't earn the VIP dinners or the winners dinners or things like that, you're going to have some sort of dessert reception and big party. You guys, silent disco last year was my favorite thing ever. Who went to the silent disco? I have never heard of such a thing, and it was literally the most favorite thing I have ever done in my life, I think. So there will be dinners and parties and things that you will be able to still attend and be a part of. There's also typically a concert one of the last nights, and it is always a well-known act. Last year was Kelly Clarkson. No, that was the year before. Who was last year?
Darius Rucker.
Darius Rucker, thank you. Darius Rucker was last year. The year before that was Kelly Clarkson, and the year before that was Little Big Town. And before that, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But fun concerts that you get to go to for free, and it is a private Plexus concert. They are there solely for us, and it is the best. It is so much fun. That there are prizes that you can earn, and I'm telling you that everyone on this call can earn at least within the top 3 tiers. So let me share my screen, and we're just going to go through that flyer, because for those of you who've maybe never been through a contest, I sometimes, like, if I don't understand or what I'm looking at, I get kind of overwhelmed. So we're going to be moving into this kind of contest chat for right now. And then I'm going to have one of my buds come on and talk about how she is goal setting and really kind of figuring out where she is going to fall and really be reaching for within these kind of ranks and prizes. Let me share my screen. I should have brought some water over here. Sorry, guys. Okay. So here is the flyer. Most of you have received this in your email. If you can't find it on a team page or anything, look back at your email. It was literally titled, "We Couldn't Wait, Convention Contest Starts Today," and I think it came out on December 18th. So search your email and look for this flyer. It is attached to the bottom. This is your home base for the convention contest this year. This is going to talk about how you earn your convention contest credits. So again, you can attend convention, you can have all the fun that we were just talking about without even touching this stuff. But if you're working your business even a little bit between now and then, you're going to hit some of these fun prizes, I'm sure. And of course, we want you to utilize this to give yourself some goals and to forward your business in a much bigger way than you might have thought. So what I love about this year's contest credits is that it really is about you. It's not about having stellar rock stars underneath you. It's not, in the past, it has been heavy on PV. And right now, literally, this is about personally sponsoring, and it's about duplication, which means getting silver. So adding level 1s, personally sponsoring, and helping people go silver. That is what's going to get you the most credits, and for sure. And then in doing so, you're going to reach ranks in between now and then, and that is also going to get you. So those are the big things that I want you to be really thinking about focusing on. Personally sponsoring, helping people go silver. But here are all of the ways you're going to be able to earn credits. Personally sponsoring a new level 1 is 20 credits. That's huge. They've never been that high before. That's awesome. A level 2, meaning someone that's underneath that person, is 15 credits. And then at level 3, 4, and 5, which they've never done level 5s before, that's amazing, are all 5 credits each. Let's see, customer, retail, or preferred with an initial order of 75 PV. And of course, look here, this does say that new ambassadors with a welcome pack purchase within their first 30 days. Okay, so someone signs up and they can't purchase their welcome pack, they have to purchase it within 30 days in order to count for your credits. Enroll it after December 19th, which we are in that time. Okay, so customers and retail enrollments, 75 PV of initial order. That means they can't come on, order ProBio 5, and then have a second order of Slim and count. That initial order needs to be $75. Sorry, it does say $75 before tax and shipping. In that very first order that they do. So a new customer is for you, retail or preferred, is going to be 10 credits. And I love this. Your level 1s and 2s get to sign customers too, and you're still going to get credits on those. So helping someone that you've signed up, talking about Slim, reaching out to people, even if it's just the pink drink and they're going to sign a customer, you're still going to be able to earn credits off of that. I think that's so wonderful. There is also these retention bonuses, which I'm not a big math person, so maybe you are, and you're going to go like way in depth on like how many credits you'll earn if all of the people you sign continue every single month. but we obviously want to create a business of recruiting and retaining, right? We're not about turnover. We want happy customers and ambassadors and building a foundation on top of that, right? Or building on that foundation. So there is also retention bonuses every month that those people continue to be qualified ambassadors and or continue placing those $75 orders each month, which is amazing. PV achievements, which is great. This is adding customers, and then you get credits on the PV of those orders as well as your personal orders, right? So 200 to 499 PV, you're going to get 20 credits that month. 500 to 1,000 or 999 is 75 credits. 1,000 PV and above is 125 credits a month, okay? That's each month, January through April, that you achieve that PV amount. And developing silvers on your team. This is what we were talking about a minute ago. Develop a new silver ambassador on your level 1, 75 credits. That is huge, y'all. If you help 2 people go silver, you got 150 credits that month. Develop a new silver on your level 2, 50 credits. So helping them go silver, not only helping them get their products paid for, earning another 50 credits, as well as the business building bonuses and growing your team on top of that. You guys, this is not just about the contest. This is being strategic in setting specific goals and seeing what you're getting rewarded for to grow your business. This is going to also grow your paycheck and the people underneath you that need that. Develop a new silver ambassador on your level 3. You're also going to get 25 credits. And for the months that they continue to be silver ambassadors, 10 more credits per month. Just making sure I have not been looking at the chat. So as you are building your team in that way, as you are personally sponsoring and you're helping people go silver, guess what? You're going to go silver. You're going to go gold. You're going to see senior gold happen. Some of you are going to fly past ruby and potentially onto senior ruby. And who knows, maybe you're going to Maui this year, right? Let's go ahead and speak that. This is going to be an amazing, momentous season. Rank advancement credits. This is awesome, you guys. A silver rank advancement gets 100 credits. So if you have someone on your team that hasn't gone silver yet and you want them to go to convention, get them silver. And look, they're already going to be well on their way to earning some fabulous prizes. Gold rank advancement. If you have not hit gold yet, get some people silver, get those credits, personally sponsor a few more, and gold is going to be 150 credits. Senior gold is 200, ruby 250, senior ruby 300, emerald 300, and above is 300. And if you double rank, this is amazing, in the earned month, you get a 2 times multiplier for that. Fly through the ranks and get 3 ranks in 1 month, and you get a 3 times multiplier. That's amazing. That's crazy. And of course, even just doing the slim down, registering and finishing that, entering the contest is 50 credits, and completing it, you get another 100 credits. So you guys, there are a ton of ways right here to really work your personal business, help and love people and help them get their products paid for, grow your team, reach goals and ranks that you have been potentially having goals for a long time, and enter this contest and use our new products because it's phenomenal. I was just talking to one of my friends about how great the last week and a half has been for her. But there are always ways to have on-stage recognition as well. If you know about the Consistency Club, that earning that 700 club, you're going to see those people walk across the stage. New personally sponsored preferred customers and enrollment. So the person that has, or usually top 10 of preferred customers, gets to walk across the stage and get a plaque. Overall PV, so the highest overall PV, the personally sponsored ambassador enrollments, those people usually, again, like top 10 or so, get to be on stage. Doesn't mean that they're necessarily a jewel. Doesn't even mean that, I mean, it could be a gold ambassador who has just crushed it and signed the most preferred customers or had the highest PV over the contest period, and they're going to get to walk across the stage and be recognized for that. Top 10 earners from each category get VIP treatment. So they'll get special seating, recognition on the stage, a crystal award, and $250 cash. That's awesome. And there's always more fun stuff. So that is the bones of it. Obviously, we're going to get a lot more. Let me change this around. Sorry, guys. We're going to get a lot more details at Super Saturday. So we don't necessarily know what prizes are in that contest ranking, But we do know that how it's been in the past is that the prizes are tiered. So if you earn enough credits to get prize 1, you're going to earn that prize. If you earn enough credits to get prize 3, you get all 3 of those prizes, right? And so some of the prizes in the past have been cash. Obviously, we had the water bottle one. It was just a super cool, like 10-year anniversary water bottle for Plexus that you got to earn VIP treatment, winners dinners, and then we've got like the gala, which is like mom prom, fancy dresses, all of that with a special guest, usually private performance. Last year was Haley Reinhart. The first year I got to go as a guest, I got to see Michael Bolton in concert, like just performing for like 150 of us, so, no big deal. So much fun. And I will tell you, a girl who started her business, like working hard last year in January, signed up like 25 ambassadors a month and was just growing her business, was only a senior gold, or I think a senior gold ambassador by the time convention rolled around, and she earned the gala. I didn't earn the gala myself until I was a jewel, but don't let any of those preconceived notions cap you on what you think you can do. And that's what Jesse's going to talk about here in just a second, is how to set goals based on like a worst case scenario, a normal, how things are going, and then also like a big, hairy, awesome goal of like what could potentially happen. Take it away, Jess.
Oh, sorry. I was nursing a baby, but I'm getting my husband to get him really quick. Okay, so one of the things, I just talked to a couple of other girls about how they had strategized to goal set. And one of the things that really stood out to me that I like that I'm going to implement this year is that page that Sally just showed y'all that has all the different categories, like new ambassadors, level 1s, and the slim down challenge. To take a page or 2 or 3 and write down every single category, and then look through those categories and pick out the ones that you know that you personally can control. For example, take the slim down challenge. You get credits for signing up and you get credits for completing it. You can control that. So you go ahead and factor in those credits into your points that you're adding up. Then what Sally just mentioned, what we like to do as well is to make 3 columns. You're going to put a W above the first one, a MH in the middle one, and a BHAG on the last one. So the first one stands for worst case scenario. At the absolute worst case scenario, you are going to get this certain amount of credits. So take the new ambassadors, for example, the level 1s. That's what you can control. And this is going to be different for everyone. So you can determine based off of, what you've done the past few months or what you're going to be pushing for. But the absolute worst, write down the number in that first column under worst case scenario, how many level 1s you are going to sign. And then, and let me see if okay. So, and then for must have, you'll do the same thing. So that number for must have is going to be a little bit bigger than your worst case scenario. And that's must have. That's the one the middle ground that you're shooting for. And then your BHAG is your big, hairy, audacious goal, or your big, scary goal, whatever y'all call it, or whatever you want to call it. And so you're going to be looking at each of these categories that you can control with, your worst case, your must have, and your big scary. And so that was really helpful for me last year, to have those 3 different slots, because if I didn't hit my big scary goal, I normally was hitting somewhere at least between my worst case and my must have. And that made me feel like at least like I have all these different, levels to be working towards. But you can also, at the end of that, you can tally up all of the points to see underneath your worst case scenario, underneath your must have, and underneath your big scary. Tally up all of the points. I don't know if this is making sense. I'm such a visual person, but underneath the every single category, tally up those points underneath your columns, and you can see once these tiers are released with the prizes on Super Saturday, you'll be able to look at these tiers and see, oh, okay, my points for even my worst case under my new ambassador level ones, they're going to get me to, to at least like close to, the number one tier. This is going to be so much better once we get the prizes out. But that was really helpful for me to just kind of like have the 3 different categories. And then with the things that you can't control, that your team is going to be helping you with, like your level 2s, your level 3s, 4s, 5s, reach out to them now in January. And the people on your team that you know that are interested in going to convention, that are going to be pushing for getting some of these credits, talk to them about their goals, goal set with them, help them figure out what they want to do, which tier they want to reach for, or which prize they want to reach for. And then you can kind of, based off of their goals, factor some of those numbers into yours. And then the third thing that I just wanted to say is to, even if you have some people on your team who have never picked up the business at all, maybe just some wholesalers that are just doing it for the sake of just getting the wholesale discount. Since, like Sally said, silver is going to be giving you some really good points, some good credits towards this year. Talk to them about seeing if they're willing to share, and try to help them go silver. That's just 3 people under them. See if there are some other names in your back office of people that you could get excited about just going to convention just to see what it's about. And honestly, there's some people that are extremely motivated by fun prizes like this. And if you tell them, listen, if we can do this together, we can push for these prizes together, you might be surprised at some of the people that come out of the woodworks that are willing to join you in this contest. So that's my little 2 cents. I'm so sorry. I'm such a visual person too. So hopefully you understood part of that, but maybe Sally can explain it better.
Hey guys. Okay, so I am like, I know I wrote mine down in this folder and I totally should have had this ready beforehand, but I must have written it somewhere else. We are going to do, and since we shared this call with Jessica and with Tamara's team, we're going to do, once Super Saturday is over and we know what the prizes are, our team will get together and do like a workshop office hours type thing where we're going to actually do this in a workshop setting of like all sitting down, probably quiet for a lot of the time, and actually help each other through those tiers. And so I will for sure open that up and create a graphic. And so those of you who are on this call and have other teammates that want to do that, you can do that with us. And that will probably be the week right after Super Saturday when we know the tiers and the prizes and what we're going for. And we'll kind of spell that out a little bit more because it's 9:45. So we don't have too much time. I do have, let's see. Okay, so Steph did yours. Okay, so I love that aspect. Is this it? No. Yes? Yes! Okay. Here's a little bit of what it does, what it looks like for me. Basically, I have the 4 months inside of those tiers. Can you even see that? That is so, or maybe this is Josie. This is when I went over it with your, Josie, this is your contest. Sorry. So it's like worst case scenario. I can't see what I'm showing you. Hold on. Do you see this now? Am I on the speaker view? Or the gallery? Okay. So these were the tiers last year, and these were worst case scenario, regular, like this is if things stay as they are, and then this is like my BHAG that we were talking through with Josie. And so for those months, it was like January, February, March, April, January, February, March, April, January, February, March, April. Because remember, you're earning credits for all of those months as well, too. So then it was like, if all 4 of these months totaled up at the bottom, like what would that be, right? And then if all of these totaled up at the bottom, what prize would you get? If all of these totaled up, what prize would you get? So we'll walk through that. Obviously, like this does not help you do very much of anything right now. But next week, I look forward to doing that with you. Does anyone have any huge questions about convention before we hop off and stop the recording? Who is excited to go to convention and to invite some of their new friends, new ambassadors, and teammates? You guys, get some friends with you. I cannot wait to figure out where it is. So let's all have a huge party next week sometime when we get to be so excited about where convention is, all of the credits and the fun prizes that we can work toward earning while growing our business and really taking care of some people and inviting them on this journey with us. Thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. We appreciate you jumping in and enjoying this time with us, and I just hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.